His cold wife, Liu Ruyan, throws $100 million at him for a divorce. Her childhood crush is finally returning. He stares at the black card but hesitates, not because he hates money, but because he just realized he transmigrated as a useless second male lead in a romance novel. In the original story, the pathetic main character desperately begs her to stay, and honestly, she is an absolute goddess. Who would turn down $100,000 a month just to be a pretend husband? But there is a catch. They never even touched during their 3-year marriage. All because of her childhood crush, Ji Boda. Sure, she never physically cheated, but emotional cheating is still trash behavior in my book. Honestly, she paid him well, so he can't complain too much. Our main character, Gu Qianshan, literally wants to slap himself for reading this trashy novel. Now he is stuck inside it. The original character's only defense mechanism was saying he doesn't love her anymore, which is just embarrassing. This isn't even one of those satisfying regret stories where the female lead begs for him back. Liu Ruyan is far too proud to ever chase him. So forget about any husband-chasing tropes here, but as her cold, mocking words snap him back to reality, he realizes something. Why not just sign the divorce papers? He is signing them today, no matter what. He tells her he will sign, but only on one condition. Liu Ruyan just scoffs. She takes off her robe, tosses it right into his face, and tells him he isn't worthy of sleeping with her. A sweet scent instantly hits him. Honestly, any normal guy's heart would be racing. This drop-dead gorgeous woman is alone in a room with him, acting completely untouchable. He has to force himself to stay calm. Sure, web novel CEOs are usually brainless, but he knows this is a real, functioning world now, and he cannot do anything reckless. If she screams for help, her security team will burst through that door in 2 seconds flat. This is not some silly, logic-defying comic. So he just drops her robe onto the floor and steps right on it, stomping on her high and mighty pride. She just rolls her eyes and tells him to sign. She literally tells him to hurry up because she has to use the restroom. It is wild how this elegant public goddess is so blunt and crude behind closed doors. To her, he is basically a house pet, but even though she is arrogant, she never actually crossed the line to physically humiliate him. No whipping, no forcing him to kneel, and no making him roleplay as her childhood crush. She has basic decency at least. But over 3 years of living together, she got way too comfortable treating him like a butler, making him wash her laundry. He even had to prep her bath water, yet he was never allowed to touch her. Pathetic. But luckily, our guy is in control now. He grabs the pen. The settlement is massive, $100 million, a luxury villa, 2 sports cars, and multiple retail properties. The original fool turned this down for love. But our main character has zero feelings for this woman. With this much free cash, he signs his name, Gu Qianshan, and stamps his fingerprint immediately. Absolutely perfect. Liu Ruyan smiles, actually showing a bit of respect. She asks what his condition is, warning him that her body is strictly off limits. She is determined to save herself for her beloved childhood crush, but he is about to shatter her entire illusion of true love right here. He pulls out his phone and offers her a parting gift, asking her to watch a quick video with him. Since she prides herself on keeping her word, she agrees. She nods, giving him exactly 10 minutes of her time. He dials her personal assistant and demands the contact number for their cleaner. And yes, by cleaner, we mean the underworld fixer. Liu Ruyan glares at him, asking what he is planning. These cleaners are the elite shadow fixers who handle dirty legal business for billionaires. If the old Gu Qianshan ever tried to blackmail her, these dangerous people would have made him disappear without leaving a single trace. He stays completely silent. Within seconds, a private number flashes on his screen, and Liu Ruyan's phone suddenly rings. It is her assistant confirming the transfer. Our guy immediately dials the local fixer on speakerphone. Shockingly, the man on the other end already knows who he is. The fixer asks how he can help young Master Gu. He offers $10 million for every piece of dirt on her precious childhood crush, Ji Boda. The fixer hesitates, asking if the boss is present. Liu Ruyan cold-heartedly doubles the offer to $20 million, telling him to deliver the file in 10 minutes. She sneers at him, saying he will never have access to this line again. She claims she already ran a background check on her perfect man. According to her, Ji Boda is a brilliant Ivy League graduate and a massive investment star who has stayed completely pure and single for her. Hearing her praise this guy's pure and innocent loyalty makes our main character burst out laughing. Sure, she might have kept her distance from her husband, but he literally knows how the story goes. That childhood crush is anything but pure.
He tells her to just sit back and watch the show. 10 minutes is about to fly by. He runs to the bathroom to grab her usual foot tub, but leaves it empty. She asks why there is no water, and he just rolls his eyes. He tells her she is going to need the bucket to throw up in. She scoffs and offers him another $1 million to massage her feet one last time.
Money talks, so he happily starts massaging her feet right as the fixer calls back with the damning evidence. Honestly, this rich lifestyle wasn't half bad, but he refuses to be a cuckold. The fixer laughs over the line, calling our main character a genius. The fixer asks if he wants photos or a live video feed. Since Liu Ruyan has money to burn, she demands the live stream. She throws in another $10 million, and the fixer immediately sends over a private video link. The second the stream connects, it is absolutely wild. It is so nasty he nearly pukes, slamming the phone face down before Liu Ruyan can even catch a glimpse of her pure boyfriend. If you actually like her, look away now, because Liu Ruyan's livestream is straight up toxic. It will literally scar you. Like, traumatized for life. Liu Ruyan gets annoyed, snatches the phone, and completely freezes when she sees the screen. Over in America, it is still broad daylight. The camera shows a dim room where a white guy and a black guy are getting extremely intimate on a massive bed. It looks like a hidden camera peeking through a glass window. The footage is blurry, but anyone who knows that white guy's body would recognize him instantly. And of course, Liu Ruyan immediately recognizes her precious first love, her white moonlight. She is utterly devastated, but grips the phone like her life depends on it. Honestly, I can hear the screen literally creaking under her grip. But why is she still watching? Don't tell me she is secretly into this? That is actually crazy. My first instinct is to pack up and flee Heisheng, but I can't leave without throwing some massive shade first. I laugh and tell her that this is her precious, pure love. She spent all her time tracking the women around him, but missed the real plot. Why didn't she check the guys? Her perfect man doesn't have a girlfriend. He has a boyfriend. Is she shocked? Too bad I trash talk her for 3 whole minutes and get 0 response. She stays frozen until her mind finally snaps back to reality. Her voice is incredibly raspy as she finally speaks. She sounds like she got run over by a truck, begging me to help her. That is when I realize she is literally paralyzed from pure shock. I want to laugh, but I hold it in. I try to pry her hand off the phone, but her grip is too strong. Her muscles are completely locked up from panic. I have to massage her hand for ages before I can finally take the phone, turn off the stream, and save a quick copy of that video. Then I upload it to my cloud, send it to my burner account, wipe my digital footprints, and help her onto the bed. I give her one final massage. Honestly, this might be the absolute last time I get to touch her, which is kind of a shame. That stream probably shattered her soul. She might end up completely traumatized. Or maybe she turns into a total wild card. Or maybe she goes completely celibate for life. But look, I have 0 regrets. She mocked my love, so I had to destroy hers. Eye for an eye. Now we are even. But right as her body starts to move again, she sits straight up and throws up, aiming it directly at my face. I can't even dodge. It is a direct hit from head to toe. I stare at her, totally stunned, because she actually starts crying. This is the high and mighty Liu Ruyan, the legendary cold female CEO who runs a company with over 100,000 employees. Yet here she is, weeping. I quietly clean up, run a hot bath, strip her messy clothes, and carry her into the tub. While she is soaking, I jump into the shower right in front of her. It is my first time going full naked here. I thought she would throw up again, but she just stares like she is totally lost. Her eyes are completely hollow as she watches me clean myself. Once I am done, I put on fresh pajamas and get to work cleaning the room. This entire routine is second nature to me. She often gets wasted at business dinners. I have seen her at her absolute worst, throwing up and losing all control.
Honestly, I have seen more than most contract husbands ever do.
You know those guys who sign a 3-year contract and never even hold hands? But seriously, vomit is gross, no matter how beautiful she is. Who would even think about doing anything funny?
After cleaning her up, she pukes 3 more times until she's dry-heaving stomach acid. She is definitely thinking about Ji Boda.
I finally tuck her into her second bedroom once she falls asleep, taking one long final look at her. This is probably the end of the road for us. No dramatic goodbyes. I just grab my 2 suitcases and slip out like a ghost. Inside is everything I accumulated over the last 3 years. Luxury suits, high-end watches, and designer shoes she gifted me. No way I am leaving those behind. As for the cash and property, I know she won't cheap out. Her assistant will probably ping me tomorrow. Meanwhile, I head to my own 3-bedroom apartment 20 kilometers away. I bought it with my savings over the last 3 years. She knows about it, but her massive pride means she will never knock on my door. Honestly, I should probably take the cash and flee the city, but moving somewhere new with that much money feels way too risky. It is like asking to get robbed. I might as well stay in Haicheng and live low-key under her shadow for a few years first. If her empire crashes later, I can run then. I sleep like a baby and wake up at 10 in the morning. Freedom feels absolutely amazing. I check my phone and find dozens of missed calls from her best friend, Bai Ningbing, but from Liu Ruyan, absolutely 0. Yep, she really has no heart. All those web novels about regretful female CEOs begging their exes to come back are total lies. A proud woman like her would rather die than beg. And honestly, same here. So I keep my phone off and wait out the 30-day cooling off period for our divorce, but trouble always finds me because her best friend, Bai Ningbing, literally tracks me down. She demands to know what I did to Ruyan. Looking at her, I can only sigh.
Back then, I wasn't scared of my wife. I was scared of this girl. She is tiny but has the temper of a literal fire-breathing dragon.
If anyone else called me a loser, I would throw hands. But with her, I just take it. Get this, 1 year into my marriage, she literally got Ruyan drunk and threw her into my bed. And what did I do? I just held her and slept. Nothing else. After that, she officially wrote me off as a lost cause and stopped playing matchmaker. Now, she is screaming at me, demanding to know why Ruyan throws up every single time Ji Boda calls or someone even mentions his name. But when she hears my name, she doesn't throw up. Instead, she just wants to tear me apart. I honestly don't even know how to answer her. But honestly, she is the best friend anyone could ask for. She is way better than those toxic best friends and trashy dramas. With Bai Ningbing's backing, Liu Ruyan could easily make a comeback. They are literal besties for life. But if our main character exposes the raw truth with that video, will Bai Ningbing abandon her? Would she feel totally contaminated by association? Seriously, Ji Boda's video is too eye-bleaching to even describe. Bai Ningbing loses her patience, snapping at him to talk before she loses her temper. Seeing her prep to throw hands, Gu Qianshan quickly holds up his hands. Her heavy fist still connects. Boom! Hit like a block of ice. Yeah, that left a mark. 5 minutes later, a breathless Bai Ningbing tosses over a bank card. It has $1 million on it, covering 10 beatdowns at $100,000 a pop. She demands to know the truth. She asks if Ji Boda did something disgustingly unspeakable to her. Gu Qianshan decides to just come clean. He really wants nothing to do with these toxic, wealthy second-generation heirs anymore. Gu Qianshan looks at her and explains that last night he simply had Liu Ruyan watch a certain livestream, a livestream featuring none other than her beloved white moonlight, Ji Boda. After watching it, she immediately threw up multiple times. As Gu Qianshan is explaining this, his eyes land on 2 small toy figurines sitting inside a nearby display cabinet. He grabs them and recreates that infamous scene right in front of Bai Ningbing. Let's just say it is butt to butt. 1 white doll and 1 black doll. You get the picture. Honestly, the author cooked here because we all know how wild a woman's imagination can get. The mental image is usually way worse than the actual reality, and whatever Bai Ningbing pictured, it hit hard.
She instantly covers her mouth and bolts straight to the bathroom to throw up. Just like that, we have another victim. Eventually, Bai Ningbing drags our main character straight to the hospital. You see, Liu Ruyan is extremely pure and has a massive psychological aversion to anything dirty. Ji Boda knew this, which is why he pretended to keep his distance from all other women abroad. She genuinely believed her perfect white moonlight was saving himself for her. Little did she know, while he did not have a girlfriend, he had a very close relationship with his muscular black bodyguard. That live stream is literally her worst nightmare. Just thinking about it makes her physically sick. Now she is bedridden, unable to eat a single bite. Anything she tries to swallow comes right back up, and she has developed a high fever. Stepping into her VIP room, she looks like a completely broken doll, which is low-key heartbreaking. Gu Qianshan feels a sudden pang of sympathy, but he quickly hardens his heart. He lets out a cold sneer, asking her what could possibly have made her look so incredibly miserable. He even tells her to share her misery so he can get a good laugh. Liu Ruyan ignores him entirely, probably lacking the energy to fight back, but Bai Ningbing is not having it. She immediately grabs Gu Qianshan by the ear, twisting it hard. She warns him that he was brought here to comfort her friend, threatening to take back her money if he keeps mocking. Gu Qianshan just laughs it off, saying she has a mental block. What is he supposed to do, go bring Ji Boda here? The moment Liu Ruyan hears that name, she instantly gagged. Since she has not eaten anything all day, she only manages to throw up some stomach acid. Pale and exhausted, she tells Gu Qianshan to leave and never say those words again. She even threatens to throw him out like trash next time. Honestly, our guy feels totally wronged. He literally warned her before showing that stream, so why blame him? Bai Ningbing sighs, noting that she has been starving for an entire day. She points out the small kitchen instead the private ward and tells Gu Qianshan to whip up some food. This luxury VIP suite is literally nicer than a 5-star hotel. Gu Qianshan calls the butler, who delivers fresh ingredients within 10 minutes so he can prepare some premium crab roe porridge. To make sure it is completely fresh and appetizing, he carefully prepares the roe by hand. Watching him work so diligently, Bai Ningbing cannot help but let out a soft sigh. She points out that Liu Ruyan clearly knows how deeply he cares, yet she never cherished him. She is just too proud of a woman to ever bow her head and apologize. She jokes that without her playing peacekeeper, they would have split ages ago, promising to help him out. But honestly, Gu Qianshan is already checked out of this toxic relationship. The status gap between them is just too massive, leaving him feeling completely insecure. If it is not her white moonlight today, it will be some handsome young assistant tomorrow. It is like those cliché dramas with the female boss, the white moonlight, the cute assistant, the younger classmate, and the useless husband. She is collecting them all, but he refuses to be the useless husband. He is definitely not going to let himself get cuckolded. Once the porridge cools down a bit, Gu Qianshan personally carries the bowl over to where Liu Ruyan is resting. Her face is completely numb until she catches the rich aroma of the food. She softly whispers her thanks, then naturally opens her mouth, expecting him to feed her, like usual. Since she is still weak and wealthy clients are always the boss, Gu Qianshan patiently feeds her spoon by spoon. After finishing 2 big bowls, she finally starts looking alive again. He gets up to leave. Exactly 30 days from now, he will wait for her at the registry office. But before he goes, he drops a chilling warning about an oncoming storm. Can they really keep the 5-year-old secret of plot number 2 buried forever? Without waiting for their reaction, he simply walks out. Cold, quick, clean. Knowing the original plot, Gu Qianshan actually had no plans to save her family business from bankruptcy. But legally speaking, their assets are still tied together right now. With the divorce papers unsigned, his $100 million settlement and properties are still in limbo. Plus, according to the script, Ji Boda is returning to the city tonight. By the day after tomorrow, Ji Boda will start targeting his family, who are also local elites. Because of this potential threat, Gu Qianshan still needs Liu Ruyan as a shield. After he leaves, his parting words leave Liu Ruyan completely dumbfounded. That dark secret is only known to the highest executives of the company, so how does Gu Qianshan know? What could his warnings possibly mean? Is someone actively trying to use this classified information to completely destroy her family legacy? She takes a deep breath, trying to calm herself. Obviously, a single leak would not be enough to topple a massive empire, but over the decades, the conglomerate definitely had some questionable dealings hidden in the shadows. Even though her father spent years trying to clean up their track record, past mistakes always leave a trace. She turns to her bestie, announcing they need to leave immediately. Bai Ningbing has absolutely no idea what this secret plot of land is about, but seeing how panicked her friend is, she knows a massive threat is looming over them.
The easiest way to destroy an empire is always from within, making Liu Ruyan the perfect target. Over the years, countless gold diggers have tried to charm their way into her life. But these opportunists fail to realize that wealthy elites have their own brutal ways of dealing with schemers and their dirty, underhanded tactics. They are especially suspicious of anyone claiming some dramatic, life-saving favor. If you try to pull that trick, they will dig up 18 generations of your ancestry in a heartbeat. Marrying someone out of pure gratitude only happens in fictional dramas. Bai Ningbing wants to point out that Ji Boda's sudden return is way too convenient, but she hesitates. Knowing how fragile her friend is right now, she holds her tongue. Instead, she gently suggests that maybe she should bring Gu Qianshan back into her life. Bai Ningbing tells her that based on yesterday, Gu Qianshan is no loser. He genuinely loves her. Liu Ruyan's cold eyes soften for a split second, but her voice stays freezing cold as she whispers that she knows. She knows he is actually built different, but she cannot bring him home yet. He is only safe from the Liu family's drama if he stays on the outside. That way, he can build his own fortune in safety. Bai Ningbing gets a sudden realization and asks if she divorced him on purpose. Liu Ruyan is stunned. Honestly, that is actually a pretty good excuse. But she is too proud to lie. She admits that is only half the reason, while the other half was her lingering feelings for her ex. But looking back now, it was just nostalgia. It was just a silly crush on her youth. Honestly, the saying that wise people do not fall in love is so true. We always crave what we cannot have, ignoring the one right beside us. If Gu Qianshan wants to walk away, she will let him go. Bai Ningbing stomps her feet in pure frustration. Classic Liu Ruyan, proud to a fault. But once she gets back to her office, her mind is racing. She realizes she is actually sick. Even before touching her regular paperwork, the very first thing she does is call her assistant, Du, with some bizarre instructions. She wants him to book a female psychologist immediately. On top of that, from this moment on, her core security team must be entirely female. Talk about a massive shift. Men are only allowed in outer security. All her drivers must be women, and no men are allowed in her office. Worst of all, if that guy from abroad returns, he cannot get close to her. He is banned from coming within 100 meters of her. Assistant Du writes this all down, completely losing his mind. What on earth is wrong with the boss? This is extreme psychological germophobia. To the point where she cannot stand being near any man. As for who that banned guy is, having served as her assistant for 5 years, Du knows exactly who he is. He just never expected the president would completely blackball him like this. Talk about a plot twist. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan starts looking over some documents, but her mind is elsewhere. She is thinking about what Gu Qianshan warned her about. Plotland number 2 has been developed for 5 years. Whatever underground secret existed is buried under high-rises. Who would dig that up to attack them? But she knows Gu Qianshan would never lie to her about this. Oh man, a massive storm is definitely brewing. Meanwhile, Ji Boda lands at the airport, but his dream reunion is instantly ruined. Something is definitely off. He and Liu Ruyan literally agreed yesterday that she would pick him up. He called before boarding and got no answer, thinking it was a surprise. Turns out, he got stood up. He wonders if her contract husband is refusing to sign the divorce papers. Ji Boda sneers coldly. Now that the real main character is back, that placeholder husband is in big trouble. Does he seriously think he can stay in this city? He is literally asking for death. He pulls out his phone to order a search on Liu Ruyan. Heicheng is huge, but the elite circle is tiny. There are only a few places where the rich and powerful actually hang out. Sure enough, his phone rings with some shocking news. Wait, what did they just say about Liu Ruyan? She is pregnant? No way! Ji Boda loses his mind because she literally told him that her contract husband had not even touched a single finger on her hand. Yet now, she is in the hospital with severe morning sickness. Ji Boda slams his phone onto the ground, wishing he could smash both her and that fake husband into absolute pieces. Fast forward to 8 in the evening at the grand birthday banquet for Elder Zhang. Ji Boda arrives and searches the crowd. He knows Liu Ruyan will definitely show up tonight. Gu Qianshan did not even want to come,
but Bai Ningbing paid him $5 million. He had to admit, he is weak for cash.
Now he is playing the role of the rich son-in-law again. Liu Ruyan holds his arm, smiling as he rocks a tailored suit. To everyone else, they look like a perfect couple. But honestly, it is all just acting. Gu Qianshan is secretly quite annoyed.
And honestly, Liu Ruyan is probably not enjoying this either. Once they deliver their birthday wishes, he plans to slip away. His job is basically done. There is still a whole banquet ahead, but he decides to just hide in a corner for food.
He wants to grab his guest gift and head home. But suddenly, Bai Ningbing runs over in a total panic. While Gu Qianshan was happily stuffing his face with green tea pastries, she drags him away because she is terrified Liu Ruyan will start throwing up the second she sees her ex. He just shrugs and says that hiding forever will not work. She will eventually get used to it after throwing up a few times. Bai Ningbing glares at him and drags him over anyway. Look at Liu Ruyan go. She is totally in her element, casually closing multi-million-dollar deals with other female CEOs. Gu Qianshan can only watch in absolute awe. He wishes he could pitch a multi-million-dollar business project to her too, but she would never agree to it. While Liu Ruyan hates being disturbed during business, Bai Ningbing does not care.
She squeezes right into the circle of CEOs and whispers in Liu Ruyan's ear that the guy has arrived, asking if they should make a quick exit.
Liu Ruyan desperately wants to run away, but as the head of a massive company with thousands of employees depending on her, she has to stay and secure these deals tonight.
It is her duty as the boss, but then she looks over at her fake husband and tells her friend to make sure Gu Qianshan stays close to her.
That way, if she gets morning sickness, she can just vomit all over him. Bai Ningbing is completely stunned, asking her if she is even hearing herself.
Liu Ruyan just gives a mysterious smile and says he has very unique hobbies. Plus, if she slides him a $1 million check, he will not be mad at all. Bai Ningbing literally calls them a match made in a mental asylum. Meanwhile, Ji Boda spots Liu Ruyan from across the room. She is always the brightest star in any crowd. He wanted to walk straight up to her, but seeing her busy with business, he decides to wait on the side. He has this smug, possessive look on his face. It is almost like he views her as his prize employee rather than his partner. But then his gaze shifts, and he finally spots Gu Qianshan standing nearby. Ji Boda cannot help himself. He grabs a glass of wine, struts over, and introduces himself. Gu Qianshan just pretends he has no idea who this guy is, and politely nods. After all, they have never actually met face to face. Suddenly, a group of Ji Boda's rich friends crowd around them, clearly looking to start some major drama. One of them smiles mockingly, pointing out a wrinkle on Gu Qianshan's sleeve and asking if his household maid forgot to iron his expensive suit. Talk about a cheap shot. They are literally trying to humiliate him for being poor. But Gu Qianshan just smiles and tells the guy that the road back to his hometown is slippery and he might fall. The entire room goes dead silent. The guy panics, screaming that it is all lies and rumors. Gu Qianshan just chuckles softly, completely unfazed by the sudden outburst. He reminds him that screaming loud does not make you right. It only proves you are guilty. Boom! The guy completely backs down, terrified his career is about to end. The other guys immediately chase after young Master Fu, completely ghosting Ji Boda without even saying goodbye. Ji Boda is absolutely furious. He never expected my one sentence to scare off his crew, so he purposely knocks over a guest's wine glass.
He fake apologizes and asks me to clean it up while he goes to chat with Ruyan, hoping I won't be petty.
I just smile, while low-key wanting to slap him into next week. He wants to hit on my wife and make me do his chores? Bending down to clean up in public would make me look like a servant, ruining the Liu family reputation as their son-in-law. So I smile and refuse, claiming my wife hurt her back during her pregnancy. The guest stands there enjoying the absolute drama.
He realizes we are low-key sparring and gives me a massive thumbs up while laughing his head off before leaving.
Ji Boda is standing there looking pale as a ghost, the word pregnancy echoing in his head. He completely snaps. He rushes over to Liu Ruyan, opening his arms for an affectionate hug. But the second she sees him, her face turns instantly pale and she literally starts gagging. Throwing up here would be bad etiquette, but luckily I react fast and hand her a bag. She is already the center of attention, so This draws everyone's eyes. Everyone knows what morning sickness means. Ji Boda stands there like a complete idiot, staring at her, remembering the airport call. Morning sickness. She is pregnant. Ji Boda stumbles back in total shock. He worked so hard. Playing the devoted lover for 3 years just to take over the company and her? Now his entire plan is ruined.
He wants to slap her and end that pregnancy, but he forced himself to hold back and walked.
Up to her, he fake smiles and says he does not mind if she is pregnant, though his heart is bleeding. Honestly, this guy's shamelessness is next level. Even I have to respect his legendary thick skin as a white moonlight. Bai Ningbing steps in and tells him to shut his mouth, yelling that she only threw up because he looks disgusting. She tells him to get lost if he has any dignity left, under everyone's mocking stares. Ji Boda tries to save face and promises to meet another day, but Ruyan is dry-heaving too hard to care. She does not even look at him. Once he leaves, she calms down, feeling a momentary wave of sadness. Just 2 days ago, they were pouring their hearts out. Now, just hearing his name makes her sick. That live stream is a lifelong trauma. She looks at me like I am a complete monster. I just chuckle. Can't blame me entirely. You two honestly deserved it. A weak Ruyan takes a cup from Bai Ningbing.
She hesitates and asks if it is drugged. Bai Ningbing rolls her eyes. Ever since she was set up
And sent to my bed, she has been super paranoid about anything handed to her. Ningbing tells her she does not need drugs since I would knock her out in 3 minutes anyway. I am speechless. Sister Bai is wild. When she is angry, she has zero filter and says the craziest things. Ruyan just smiles and drinks up. A week passes after the banquet, and I completely ignore both of them, living life. I thought about getting a job, but honestly, no boss pays as well as my rich contract wife. So I decide to make short videos. I am a transmigrator, and songs from my old world do not exist here. I pay some cash to produce a few tracks. Within days, I am already blowing up online. The streaming royalties are insane. I never knew making money could be this easy. Now I do not have to bow down to anyone anymore. But one night, I fall asleep and wake up in a panic. All right, here is where the plot goes completely off the rails. I wake up chained to Ryan's bed. Honestly, I still want her. She sits on me in her nightgown and tells me this is my own fault. She is wearing absolutely nothing underneath, and my body naturally reacts. She asks why I am so skinny. I ask what she is doing. My concern touches her, but her determination does not waver. She makes her move instantly. I am completely speechless at this wild turn of events. All I can do is stay silent. In under 3 minutes, she rolls off me, looking completely disappointed. She complains that I really only last 3 minutes and threatens to tell Ningbing. Blushing hard, I remind her that men have a first time too. Her eyes light up and she kisses me. She laughs, saying we are even now, and thanks me for saving her money. I am literally crying inside. I ask her to untie me so I can take control next time. She threatens to break my legs if I run. She insists on staying on top because she is the boss. I have to play along and promise to teach her some moves. She says it feels amazing, and even though it is her first time, she basically learned from adult videos. She is even ready to take the top spot, if it hurts. During a quick break, he asks what is actually going on. Why she kidnapped him in the first place? Turns out he dug this grave himself. She is mentally struggling, and he is her only cure. Ever since that live broadcast drama with Ji Boda, she cannot stand men touching her. Doctor said only the original trigger can cure it. Basically, he is her antidote because she actually tolerates his touch. As for why she is forcing this whole baby-making situation, that is completely on him. See, the whole city thinks she is pregnant. It is fake news, but her dad, the Liu Group chairman, and everyone else want to make it real. Her mom, the shareholders, and their partners, the rumors spread so fast that they became facts, and even she cannot stop the train. Sure, she could tell the truth, but their stock would tank. She cannot risk that, because without her family empire, she is nothing. She also admits she has some feelings for him, but is not sure how deep they go. Elite families are just wired differently. They do not know how to love. But hey, she wants to have 2 kids with him, one carrying her last name and the other his. Carrying his last name, Gu. Honestly, he is totally fine with that. Who cares about romance when marriage is the ultimate long game? He realizes he can help treat her issues, but keeping her disgust for other men might work in his favor. Only problem, she is turning total yandere. She definitely will not cheat, but she will never let him stray either. Can he survive this long term? Well, time for round 2. Unlock the chains. She wants multiple rounds today because she is tracking her cycle. At this point, what can he even say? Only his actions can speak. For 3 whole days, they barely leave the bedroom. Honestly, she looks completely refreshed and glowing. When she finally returns to the office, the employees are gossiping like crazy. They are gossiping that the boss looks like she had a major energy boost. Meanwhile, our boy finally stumbles out, his legs shaking like jelly with dark circles that would make a panda jealous. But hey, the grind does not stop. He has got a recording session today. Meanwhile, she faces a massive headache, a threatening letter from Ji Boda. See, the villain has not been idle either. He tried calling her, but his number, socials, and every messaging app are completely blocked. He even tried using his friends' phones, spamming her email, and sending local couriers. He literally could not get within 100 meters of her, so he had to get creative. He disguised his handwritten letters as official business documents, but even after sending a whole stack, she still completely ignored him. Since he is desperate, he drops the nice guy act and shows his true colors. He sends 2 documents to blackmailer, with the first exposing an old land deal. Specifically that they buried ancient relics during construction. The second document claims they forged the soil safety and toxicity reports for another major project. Talk about a low blow. Ruyan just stares at these documents, completely frozen in her office. She sits there in absolute silence for hours. Ji Boda's demands are actually disgusting. He is not even asking her to get a divorce anymore. Instead, he wants her to have his child. He already knows she literally throws up whenever she hears his name, so he figures she must have uncovered his dark past. So he just wants an heir. With a child, he gets a foot in the door at her company. He plans to trigger some corporate scandals, tank their stock, short sell the company, and have his family swallow her entire empire. Once they become the top family in the city, nobody would dare mock him. It is a calculated, ruthless plan. But execution takes time. 3 days have passed since she got the threat, and today is her final deadline. Inside the family study, the heavy hitters are gathered. Her dad, Liu Ruyan, her mom, Baining Bing, and our main character tagging along. Usually, a guy like him would not be allowed in here, but Ruyan insisted, calling him a core part of the family. She literally called him the pillar of the house and the baby's future dad. Even her parents are suddenly treating him way better. They are acting so warm, he feels like their actual son. So he decides it is time to show his worth. He looks at everyone and says, "Look, what I am about to say is classified." He paid good money for this intel. After telling them to verify it themselves, he drops a bomb. "Dad, your assistant has been sleeping with your mistress for 5 years. Oh, and she used to work for their rivals. Her dad jumps up in shock, but he waves him down to continue. Next, Uncle Liu is planning to dump 5% of his stock at the next meeting, and other key board members are already wavering. Someone is actively shorting their stock. He pauses for a sip of tea while her dad makes a few calls. His face turns pale. He warns them about upcoming government investigations. Even her mom is targeted. She panics, crying that she has been retired for 10 years. He tells her to relax. It is just because she has been covering her brother's massive gambling debts and co-signing his loans. The numbers are huge, so she needs to prepare. She collapses onto the floor in shock, but her dad tells him to keep going. He lays out the entire sequence of how their company went bankrupt in his past life. Her dad is completely floored by the details. Ruyan breaks out in a cold sweat, realizing how blind they were. She asks how much he spent on this info, promising double back. He just laughs. Who says money ruins relationships? Now that her dad knows the enemy's play, they can strike first. The tables are officially turned. They went from prey to predators. Her dad is so impressed, he offers him a vice president role, but Qianshan just laughs and declines. Honestly, our boy knows he would just be a regular NPC if Uncle Chuan did not have that plot cheat code. He flat out refuses to join the family business or take any shares. He just wants to do his own thing. Ruyan fully backs him, and Bai Ningbing is literally his #1 stream sponsor. Ruyan even brags to her dad about her talented husband. She claims he can write, compose, and sing, and is bound to become a massive global superstar. Ningbing instantly chimed in, saying she is literally buying an entertainment company just to sign him. This instantly triggers Liu Ruyan's yandere mode. Honestly, who can blame her? There is no way she is letting another girl buy her husband a whole company. Ningbing fires back, asking if she even knows the industry or has time to watch him. She mocks Ruyan, saying she could not last 10 minutes in a fight, leaving Ruyan completely speechless. Ruyan huffs and tells our main character not to comfort her, while Ningbing just scoffs. Our boy wisely keeps his mouth shut while the parents quietly offer him a cigarette. Fast forward 2 weeks, and the massive war between the Liu family and their rivals is finally over. The Lius clutched a brutal victory and are already sweeping up the spoils. Remember Ji Boda, that incredibly arrogant villain who used to flex on our main character? Well, he is locked up in a cell now. Gu Qianshan gets bored and visits him with Ningbing. Boda is facing a life sentence and asks if they just came to mock him. Ningbing tries to spit on him through the glass, yelling that she cannot wait to see him rot. She wants to share his downfall with high society as a warning. That is when our main character pulls out his phone with a sly grin, ready to drop a bomb. He asks Boda if he wants to know why Liu Ruyan barfs whenever she sees him. He plays the video, and the cursed footage leaves Boda completely traumatized. Honestly, this payoff is so satisfying. A completely broken Boda asks if he set up the camera. Our boy just smiles and says he was the mastermind, but Ruyan was the one who funded the whole thing. Boda turns pale as a ghost, realizing their master plan was doomed from the start. The main character just laughs it off, praising his father-in-law for being a total genius. Boda is completely broken and instantly ends the visit right there. But before walking out, he glares at Gu Qianshan with pure, burning hatred, vowing to settle the score in their next life. That actually startles him, and he jokingly yells back to clarify what kind of battle he means. Another 2 weeks pass when suddenly a loud scream from the bathroom completely panics our boy. He rushes in, only to find Ruyan holding a pregnancy test with 2 lines on it. She is absolutely thrilled, and he immediately scoops her up in pure joy, realizing what this means. Pampering her daily has definitely made her more soft and glowing. She snuggles close into his arms, starting to act all cute and clingy. She pouts, saying they cannot share a bed for the next 3 months because she is afraid she will lose control. He reassuringly pats her, promising they will get through this together. Her eyes turn red as she thanks him. But the very next morning, our boy wakes up to find his limbs chained to the bed again. Yup, we are back to the yandere lifestyle. She wakes up looking cute as ever, casually saying this prevents him from cheating. Talk about toxic but devoted. He can only sigh at how clingy his yandere wife is. Part of him regrets buying that initial livestream video, but he is also incredibly glad he did. There is no reset button in life, so he is just going to cherish this crazy happiness. We shall walk. The heart sings inside this temple. The Lord of the Unshore shall come. Falling beneath the sun and night, I am torn. Climbing the wall, holding water in my palm, laying down. And walk, I am searching for the one. But you lie to yourself. It seems my waiting has got you down. An empire is erupting. Let the music play on, and we share this sky. Welcome, we shake things up. You cannot get to shine. Just feel the beat. Feel the rhythm. Let it flow. Come on, keep listening. They will never see this coming. You are young and in control. Come closer now. Know that I am yours. Should I surrender to tempting love? Oh, God.